Welcome to Cameron House Marina. I'm Ruben, the sales manager here at Marine Sales Scotland. This is a Galeon 330 Fly. She's a 2004 model powered by twin Volvo CAD 43 230 horsepower diesel engines on outdrives. An astonishing looking vessel, her innovative design accommodates 5 adults in 3 separate cabin areas and is kitted out with an unbelievable array of extras. She has had the full Marine Sales Scotland in-house treatment consisting of hull polish, anti-fouling, anode replacement, complete detail valet, full mechanical and electrical check, and she's complete with full rear canvas enclosure covers, bimini top and flybridge tonneau. Her sleek design stands forward in any marina, typically saturated with high-sided boats. She's a welcome change in both style and layout to the norm. So it's a very pretty looking boat. Access is very good on and off at the stern, and it's also very safe if you've got little ones or pets running around in here. You can see how tall and high up the rails come here, so you can have your little ones run around in there in perfect safety and comfort. Now, the teak inlaid swim platform benefits from having female parts for a tender, so you've got your davits there. Male parts are just above, and if you want to clip on an outboard, you can do that on the auxiliary bracket. Underneath there is a transom hot and cold shower, and if anyone's bold enough, fancies a little bit of banana boating, the summer's coming, well, you've got a tow and eye at the back as well. When they do fall in, it will happen, you've got your reboarding ladder at the back as well. Now, this has every single last gizmo that you can imagine and possibly fathom. So this is satellite TV, we've got radar, we've got a weather station, we've got a reversing camera here, and then if you can notice as well, the lights on both port and starboard, they're in lieu with your navigation buoy. So port is red, starboard is green, and then you've got your blue lights, the way I'm thinking of it anyway, is blue up to the sky, or the flybridge. Green on the hard top here, this is a storage area, and then your glass sliding patio door closes across to fully enclose the cabin, so you've got a good blend of indoor and also outdoor spaces. Backrest, they just clip onto the rail, and then that you can actually fold that down to access the engines. They live just under there. First and foremost, let's take a little look up in the flybridge. So the flybridge really is the place to be. You feel like king or queen of the castle up here. You can see the bow wave while you are underway, but on a warm summer's day, this is the place to bring the party. You can remove a table to maximise floor space, plenty of seats and space for all your guests. You can move that forward if you want to turn this into a day bed, and then this moves depending on the situation. Are you at anchor? Yes, well, have it like this. Are you underway? Just move it backwards, and then that forms your helm position. And what a wonderful helm it is up here as well. Sometimes on a flybridge, you tend to find that you don't have the same resources available to you as you do downstairs. This is immensely equipped. So we've got our Garmin GPS map. That's a touch screen, so you can see I can just scroll through the features like that. We've then got our bow and stern thruster here, our electric controls, electric trim tabs. Then you've got your engine trim here, the VHF radios just down below. You've got, again, engine trim, electric anchor winch, and you've also got a chain counter. So depending on what depth you're in, which you can read from here, you can actually adjust and tell how much chain you've put out to suit your measurements in the tides, etc. So you've then got a Garmin fish finder, and then we've got another GPS map too. That is one of the GPS units, and then there's another one there. So 2 completely independent modules. So if you are out at sea, you can rely on not 1 but 2 of them. The radar arch at the back there, you can see very, very accessible, and then we do have the bimini top that will pull across if the sun gets too much. Maybe not so much in Scotland, but certainly for those of you lucky enough to do your boating down south, well, there is a very real possibility. There is storage underneath these lockers here, and also underneath this one, but what a fantastic place to drive the boat, especially on a warm summer's day. And a big plus, I know for a lot of people, you can see here the teak steps are inlaid. Nothing worse on a flybridge boat. When it's a ladder, it makes access so much more difficult, but ease of access. Grab rail here, you've got a grab rail up at the top, makes things very simple for those of you with mobility issues. Let's take a little look inside. So if we move in, and as we move in, we close the glass sliding patio door, that turns this entire area into a climate controlled zone thanks to the Webasto onboard diesel heater. Now that runs off the main diesel tank, and it works perfectly well. It's one of the best units that you can get. Say the weather closes in, it gets a little bit cold. The sunset, come down in here, relax in your saloon, put the heating on. The leather is ultra soft. Very nice to the touch. Seating for 5 or 6. Then just in front of that, you do have overspill seating or a forward navigator's bench, which you don't get in a Sea-Line F33, which this is pretty much a rival to. Just this has so much more tech than I've ever seen on any other boat before. Now there's a lot of big boat features on it. For example, if you take a look at that light there with the Alcantara suede headline, and it works very well, and it does remind you a bit like a cruise liner, in my opinion. Big boat features continue. We've got, would you believe it, on a 33-footer, a Fisher Panda generator. We've got an inverter that lives in the lazarette just underneath here. But first and foremost, and more importantly, is the drinks cabinet. Space for 18 bottles there, that'll see you through the first week of sailing. And if you do get a little bit peckish, well, you can cook yourself up something on your twin cookers there. Wash the dishes in the sink. You've also got a water purifier too, and then you've got a fridge slash freezer. Now, firing up the generator will allow you to use the microwave, which has cleverly been placed underneath the helm position. And there's also a television, which just for the purposes of the video I removed because it blocked the view a little bit of the port side window, but that can sit here. You can see there's the plugins for it, and then you've got the control for the satellite is just underneath that. It feels very spacious, very bright and airy thanks to these windows. And on the subject of windows, you've got double skinned electrically controlled windows, and then these ones you just unhinge and you can open them up if you need a little bit of air in here while you're driving. And see, if you are driving from down here, this has to be one of the best kitted out boats. Well, certainly the best kitted 33-footer that we've seen. We've got handheld Garmin GPS. You've got your side power bow thruster and stern thruster remote, so you can actually probably take this boat off the dock single-handedly. It is quite easy. You've then got autopilot, trim tabs, electronic controls, and then if we take a seat behind the helm, lovely cherry gloss steering wheel, AIS underneath, Raymarine Tridata, chain counter, VHF, a weather station. Up there we've got a fish finder. It is Loch Lomond, so good luck catching anything. And then we've also got an AIS combination plotter, so another one in combination with the two upstairs, and another one here as well. So that's 4 plotters on board the boat, so you'll certainly get to your destination in the end. This is probably the centre unit of the GPS functions here. It is the best one, it's the most modern and up to date. It's touchscreen. And not only does it give you your GPS, you've also got your radar. Oh, pardon me, fat fingers. See, you've also got your radar on it as well. Now there we go. Bow and stern thruster. Quiet but powerful, that's exactly what you want. Battery indicators as well to let you know if you are about to burn them out, but these things are very robust, so the chances of doing that are highly unlikely. A really good setup here, perfect for families. But if you think it's perfect for families up here, take a look downstairs. When do you find 3 cabin areas on a 33-foot boat? Never. I've never seen one before. Just above this cabin, we do have Bluetooth stereo with twin speakers. And then look at that. So you'll notice that this is the bulkhead here. So the aft cabin lies underneath this. But between the bulkhead and also the hull, we've got overspill accommodation. That is a single berth, but it's an adult single, so it is big enough for an adult to get in there, and it is comfortable. Storage here for whoever's tucked in there, and then you've got your master switchboard just above as well. And look at all the wood. It's very traditional, very boaty. Galeon, of course, does mean boat, but look at the aft cabin. So you may stand here and think, yep, great, full standing headroom, but the bed isn't overly huge. It is a lot bigger than you may think. So that is where the third berth is. We've got this beautiful mattress topper on top that is keeping the original cushion very fresh. That is the hull. You can see the port light there. You've got your storage, and look how it's recessed in here to create that feeling of space. Flat screen television. Come on, we're laughing. Grab rails, so access is very nice and easy. And you've got hanging locker storage in this side. And also we've got shelved storage there. That to me actually is just as good as the forward master cabin. So 2 cabins in the aft here. Traditionally you'd only get one. On a Sea-Line F33 you'd only get one, and on a Sea-Line F33 you'd only have one sort of bathroom slash shower room combination. So this has a separate bathroom. It's an electric flush sea toilet with a waste tank. You've got your storage behind the mirrors, you've got storage behind there, behind here, electric flush as I said, and then a dedicated tap unit. And furthermore to that, on the opposite side we've got our separate shower room. How innovative is that? Curtain, pull it across, protects your wood, but tend to typically only get that on something maybe 35, 36 foot plus, so they've done really, really well to get it into a 33 footer. Now the master cabin, very well appointed, the headlining is beautiful on it, all these traditional wooden features that just give this boat so much character. Now up at the very back, through the abundance of cushions, we do have blue LED mood lighting that goes around the mirror at the top. You've got snazzy things like a safe, things like heating in here. You've got storage lockers there, another storage locker here, his and hers on either side. Loads of shelvage, and if you look around the windows, you'll see there's no evidence of damp, which on Alcantara suede is pretty much a killer. So this, thankfully, has never experienced any of those things. Escape hatch, all furnished very well. The joinery is lovely in here, and then another flat screen television. So both the aft cabin and the forward master have TVs all linked up to that Raymarine Smart Track satellite TV dome up on the radar arch. The door closes over. It's bright, it's airy. You can get round, I'd say, at least halfway of the bed. What's not to like? So it was recarpeted not too long ago. The boat has been cleaned to within an inch of its life. That's something that we would always do before handing it over to anyone. But it really is a superb example and a great alternative to Sea Line F33. Now the engines are in the back, and I also want to show you the lazarette. Let's take a look at that now. Fisher Panda generator tucked in the lazarette. You can also see that the lazarette benefits from this red bulkhead, which separates it from the engines. Now the belts in the engines are at the front, so that means you can trustfully store any items in there without worry that they're going to get caught up and affect the runnings of the boat. Engine wise, well, twin CAD 43s, they are 230 horsepower each on drive legs, so the boat has plenty of grunt to get out, up and onto the plane. Let's finish off, I think, by taking a look up at the bow. Grab rails, high gunnels, plenty of space to get two size 11 feet in. Look at that, going up with only one hand on the camera. It must mean that access is easy. This is covered in non-skid, which is great if you've got kids again up here. Underneath that is the anchor locker. Fender baskets there as well. I think I'm just going to say it, this has to be the best specified 33 footer that I have ever come across. It'll make a great addition to someone's family. I'm Ruben from Marine Sales Scotland, where fun on the water begins.